Hey, welcome aboard.
When was the last time you boarded a flight?
For those folks going to LaGuardia Airport today, I'll be your captain.
And thought about how much sleep your pilot had?
1068 Washington ground taxi to the ramp.
Or how much training the air traffic controller had? Or where the airplane got its last tune-up?
This is going to have a broad-based effect.
Those are just some of the thoughts that keep one former safety investigator awake at night.
I think right now aviation safety is average. It's got to have probably a C+ rating in my book, only because in some parts it excels, but in others it's in a D or even an F category.
This is one report card where an F could mean fatal, as it did 1 year ago. Statistically, the United States is currently enjoying its safest era in aviation history. Over 26,000 flights take off and land without incident every day. The number of runway incursions involving commercial airliners has dropped by more than 63%. And last year's crash in Buffalo was the first fatal accident in more than 2 years. But here are some other numbers. Since 9/11, 33 airlines have declared bankruptcy. In the last 2 years, 8,500 pilots lost their jobs. Throw in soaring fuel costs and a global recession, and you've got an industry that's flying at margins.
In 2009, this industry domestically lost between $3 and $5 billion.
And these financially strapped carriers are slow to replace an aging fleet. Some are flying planes more than 15 years old.
I think aviation safety is falling victim more and more to the almighty dollar.
The problems are easy to identify, and there are a lot of them.
Right now we have about 500 open recommendations to the FAA.
500?
Yes.
Debbie Hersman is the chairman of the National Transportation Safety Board. She says some of the items on the NTSB's most wanted list of air safety improvements date all the way back to 1990. But the FAA has yet to implement them.
We have some oldies but goodies on our most wanted list.
Under the aviation list, every single one on your list is coded red. What does red mean?
Red means that the progress that they're making is not satisfactory to us.
Pilot fatigue is one of them. The NTSB says it's been a factor in at least 300 airline accident deaths over the last 16 years. Fatigue in the control tower is another concern. Even though airlines have cut flights by roughly 16%, there are also 1,000 fewer air traffic controllers than there were in 2002, the lowest level in 16 years.
Our busiest facilities in the country are well below their comfort level.
Paul Rinaldi is the president of the National Air Traffic Controllers Association. He says in an effort to manage the more than 5,000 flights in the skies at any one time, many air traffic trainees are learning on the job. So you got minor leaguers in the major leagues?
Basically, the analogy we like to use, we're taking high school pitchers and putting them on Yankee Stadium to throw a no-hitter.
And speaking of the minor leagues, a recent government study of 9 commercial airlines revealed that in 2007, of the roughly 1,200 major maintenance checks performed on planes, over 70% were outsourced, and more than 200 of them were done at foreign repair stations, like this one in El Salvador.
I'm concerned about the future. That's why I'm here.
And who's flying those planes? Pilots like Miracle on the Hudson First Officer Jeff Skiles.
The people actually doing the maintenance are completely unlicensed. They hold no accreditation from the FAA.
And perhaps worse, not enough federal inspectors to thoroughly and frequently check that work.
We now have to move forward and say, what can we do for future families to prevent them from going through the tragedy we have?
Scott Maurer's daughter Lauren perished in the crash of Continental 3407 1 year ago. Since then, he's been to Capitol Hill 15 times to advocate for air safety. Well, Mr. Maurer has come to Washington.
Mr. Maurer, along with a strong following of 150 family members. All I can say is, we miss you folks.
The families of 3407 are working on solutions.
We are pushing for one true level of safety.
They're proposing legislation that would revise flight and duty times for pilots, improve the level of pilot training, especially in adverse weather conditions, and increase the minimum amount of flight experience from 250 hours to 1,500 hours at regional carriers.
The FAA has to speed up its process. It's slow-walked everything.
Both the FAA and the U.S. Department of Transportation declined our request for an interview. But the FAA said it does plan to propose new regulations for pilot fatigue and training this spring. We also tried, unsuccessfully, to talk with the CEOs of 4 major legacy airlines. So who spoke for them?
In the airline industry, safety is our highest priority.
Their chief lobbyist, Air Transport Association President Jim May.
Our guys can cut costs with the best of them. They have to learn how to do that to survive. But that isn't the case when it comes to safety and security.
But historically, when the NTSB has made urgent recommendations, the airlines have often lobbied to block or delay them, claiming severe economic impact.
In this accident,
and Debbie Hersman worries that as the economy languishes, so will her wish list.
When we lose 50 people in an aviation accident that might have been prevented had previous recommendations been implemented, I ask you if you can face the families and tell them that the cost benefit didn't make sense, because I surely can't.
But she may have to. Hersman is frustrated that continued inaction will cost more lives.
With somewhat of a tombstone mentality, we have to unfortunately kill more people in order to get our recommendations adopted. And that's a tragedy.
Peter Greenberg, CBS News, New York.